and gentlemen, and students that are here as well. We're about to begin our program. My name is Dr. Nora Garza, and I am Vice President for Resource Development at Laredo College. It is my distinct pleasure to be the Mistress of Ceremonies for the Laredo College President's Community and Student Leadership Award ceremony. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you, and thank you for being here today as we pay tribute to these outstanding individuals. Tonight, our honorees will be receiving a presidential distinction that is set within the framework of our college's 75th anniversary. Today, our honorees will become part of the history and legacy of Laredo College. At this time, I would like to introduce our platform guests, although you probably know who they are. Ms. Lupita Cepeda is the president of the Board of Trustees from Laredo College. Dr. Maricela Rodriguez is our interim president. Our honorees, Dr. Victor Treviño, Dr. Richard Chamberlain, and Mr. Guillermo Kerr. We also have with us on stage Dr. Federico Solis, Vice President for Students, and Dr. Horacio Salinas, Dean of Arts and Sciences. We are also honored with the presence of Obed Guerrero, the Director of Media, Mr. Michael Gonzalez, who is the Director of Resources and Executive Development. We also have members of Mr. Albert Chavez, who is our IT Director. And of course the ladies in the donor relations area who have prepared the program tonight. Núñez Gómez, and Ms. Susan Ramirez. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Maricela Rodriguez to introduce the President's Community Leadership honorees.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Laredo College, to all of our esteemed guests joining us today. We are honored to recognize our community and student leaders for their invaluable efforts and hard work to make our community better. This year's Community Leadership Award honorees are City of Laredo Health Director Dr. Richard Chamberlain, City of Laredo Fire Chief Guillermo Kerr, and City of Laredo Health Authority Dr. Victor Treviño. All three of them are native Laredoans, and they have a long and distinguished history of public service. They have honorably served our community in different capacities over the years, especially over the past 2 years as they were at the forefront of battling the COVID-19 pandemic. I want to deeply thank each of you for all the hard work you and your colleagues in the public safety and healthcare sector have done to safeguard our community and Laredo College. To our student leaders being honored tonight, I congratulate you for your diligence and perseverance in your academic pursuits. May this be the first of many successes in your higher education journey. Congratulations to our 2022 honorees.
I would also like to welcome to the stage the Board of Trustees President, Dr. Lupita Cepeda, to make a few comments.
Thank you, Dr. Garza, and good evening to everyone. And thank you for joining us today. It is very special and I'm honored to be here, to be honoring these three outstanding gentlemen. I got to work with them personally because I wear another hat. I work for State Representative Tracy King. So my boss and I used to join them in a call. Every week we were on a call. to discuss what was going on in our city, how they were taking care of our community, everyone, to make sure that we stayed safe, that COVID did not affect our city as much. So I was personally in with them, and I need to have an applause for them because they did an outstanding job for us in keeping our city safe. Besides everyone else taking care of themselves and following the guidelines that they were giving us. So thank you again, gentlemen. Very well deserved. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I would like to congratulate everyone who is being honored tonight. Our 2022 Laredo College Community and Student Leadership Award recipients have all made an impact on our community. The 24 students being honored tonight were each selected for this award and scholarship due to their strong character and academic accomplishments. Our community leadership recipients are 3 outstanding public servants who were courageously on the front lines of the largest global public health crisis in modern history. Dr. Chamberlain, Chief Herb, and Dr. Trevino, you have been instrumental in this fight against the pandemic. Thank you for your leadership and dedication, and our community owes you a debt of gratitude for your service. Laredo College is proud to have partnered with you and with the City of Laredo to create awareness, assist with mitigation efforts such as vaccination drives and other joint endeavors to battle COVID-19. Again, thank you for joining us to celebrate our honorees for their noteworthy achievements. Thank you, everybody.
I would also like to recognize the presence of Mr. J.D. Delgado, who is Vice President of the Board of Trustees of Laredo College. The Laredo College President's Community Leadership Award honors individuals or groups of individuals who serve as role models for achievement in and advancement of our community. Through their personal and professional altruistic efforts, they have advanced the welfare of our college and community. The President of Laredo College, in collaboration with the President's Cabinet, is tasked with selecting the recipient. Former recipients include, for 2017, the Guadalupe and Lidia Martinez Foundation. In 2018, Mr. Tony Arce Jr., AEP, and Mr. Eduardo Garza Unitary Group. In 2019, Mrs. Tony Reese, the Boys and Girls Club of Laredo of Community. 2020, Mr. Dennis E. Nixon, International Bank of Commerce, IBC. And in 2021, Mr. Edmo Lopez, Jr., Gateway Community Health Center. So they will be in good company, and we are honored to now have our President introduce and provide the awards to our recipients.
As I mentioned before, it's a great honor. I know when I was asked to place nominees, when you think of leadership in the community, of who truly has not only been a servant leader, but these 3 gentlemen, as has been stated before, I witnessed that they risked their own lives many times in conquering and trying to tackle COVID-19 pandemic, as well as saving the community and giving Laredo College opportunities too, because they allow with the vaccine drives for our health science students to participate in vaccine drives, and we all work together to, again, tackle and save lives during a very scary time. So what I'll do before, if Ms. Cepeda and Mr. Delgado can join me, I'm going to call them one by one, and then we'll take a group picture together. So I just want you 3 to know that Laredo College strongly supports you 3. I know when I brought it up with the executive team and the Board of Trustees, it was a unanimous vote. So very honored that we could present you all today. So first off, in no particular Richard A. Chamberlain is a native Laredoan who currently serves as Laredo Health Department Director. Throughout his tenure at the City of Laredo Health Department, he has served as the Assistant Health Director for Programs and Services, Chief of Epidemiology, Chief of Health Education and Promotion, High Consequence Infectious Disease Epidemiologist, and Sanitarian. His mission is to achieve health equity for the residents of Laredo, and he firmly believes better health is accomplished through better partnerships. Dr. Chamberlain also believes health equity is achieved when every person has the opportunity to attain his or her full health potential, and no one is disadvantaged from achieving this potential because of social position or other socially determined circumstances. Has served the city for 23 years. He has been promoted through the ranks, having held positions of assistant driver, driver captain, fire deputy chief, and most recently appointed as fire chief in August of 2020. He is responsible for directing all activities of the fire department and is the sole authority and command at the fire scene. He's also the City of Laredo Emergency Management Coordinator. He is the incident commander of all major incidents and coordinates with all other departments. Chief Hurd's passion for public service is admirable and spans over 2 decades across different fields. He is a firefighter, certified paramedic, nurse practitioner, and nursing instructor. And I also want to thank him because he just helped us create our emergency response program that we're going to launch in the fall semester. So on top of everything that he does, he took the time to help with a very important educational program. So thank you. Certainly not least, Dr. Victor Trevino was born and raised in Laredo. He is a product of Laredo schools, including Laredo College, which he attended from 1966 to 1969. He currently serves as the City of Laredo Health Authority. He has active medical privileges in the departments of family medicine at different local hospitals, including Laredo Medical Center, Doctors Hospital, and Specialty Hospital. Additionally, he holds a Texas medical license, Louisiana medical license, and a full medical license in Mexico. Dr. Trevino has an ongoing medical practice serving the Laredo State Center and the MHMR programs and centers. His many years of service across different public and private healthcare entities have been recognized with many distinguished accolades. Thank you, Dr. Trevino. time not to put them on the spot, but if our honorees could say a few words, Dr. Chamberlain, Chief Hurd, and Dr. Trevino, if you could just, if you would like, to share a couple of words to our community and our students.
Good afternoon and good evening to everybody here. I want to first off start off by saying thank you to, of course, my colleagues that battled the COVID-19 pandemic and that we are still battling, of course, right now. The pandemic has not ceased to exist. It's something that still existed in our everyday lives now. But thank you, of course, to Dr. Trevino and Chief Hurd, most importantly also to the staff of the Health Department, the Laredo Fire Department, for working and continuing to work on this journey with us. I also want to say thank you to the Board of Trustees, as well as to the President, or the interim President right now of the college, for those weekly conversations, as Ms. Cepeda and Dr. Trevino mentioned, that were ongoing, and if not just necessarily at that time, they were more than often than just once a week. So thank you for, once again, for this recognition, and we continue working together for the community selflessly. Thank you.
Good evening. I never like going after Dr. Tabering because he's such a good talker. Fortunately, I always have to go after him after council, and I was like, oh, no, I'm not after both doctors. But more than anything, I know you were thanking us, but on the contrary, I think we want to thank you. It was because community members like Laredo College, the other school districts, our hospitals combining together, there's always a silver lining to the different things we do. That's one of the things that I saw there was never hesitation from any of our community members when we needed help. When we came up with different ideas, what are we going to do? And it was very nice when I could see my fellow friends and colleagues, Dr. Trevino and Dr. Chamberlain, on our regular calls. I don't even know how many we had. The three of us were always there. I mean, always there. And it was nice that knowing that they were there with me, and also sharing the same anxiety and stress that we were trying to figure out how no game plan. I mean, Dr. Chamberlain always with creative ideas, let me try this, and then Dr. Trevino with his wisdom, always calm, and he always did what had to be done. And I really want to thank you all for that. I do remember, and I didn't realize how fast it went. I mean, those 2 years. I told my wife, oh, I was home and I was always participating. And she's like, no, you weren't. You were always on the phone. You were always coordinating, talking to the council members, the mayors, the state. I guess I didn't realize we were goal-oriented. We had an objective to do, and that's what we did. Always something that stuck in my head is a quote from Blue Boats. It's, don't tell me how rough the waters are, just bring that darn ship. To say that no matter what the situation is, just do your job and do it. And unfortunately, I know we lost more than 1,000 community members, and I want the public to know the community that we're still there. We're still fighting. We're still, because we haven't done this pandemic yet, but it's nice to see the community getting together for this too. And again, just thank you. This is very, very deep in my heart. So thank you.
Thank you very much to the college for the recognition that I do humbly accept. And I do want to share this with everyone that participated in this pandemic, including health directors, people that work in the health field, hospital workers, medical doctors, and nurses that were in the forefront. I've had the opportunity to work with the health department for 35 years. And in those 35 years, I did learn a lot about public health, and it was very satisfying. And sometimes road leads you back to your origins. And I have seen that because before the health department was built, I used to play on those grounds before it was built. So, and then now I'm leading all these endeavors. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is because I'm here receiving this recognition, and having been in this college in those years, 1966 to 1969, I also look at the thing that all roads lead to your origins. So it is an honor to accept this, and I do humbly accept it, and I do accept it in remembrance to all the people that we lost, all the relatives and all the friends. So this is the main thing I want to stress. Now, the role of the health authority has been grueling and challenging, but these efforts have been also very satisfying to know that we guided the community in the city through these endeavors. And I do want to thank also the community, my family, and everybody that cooperated. I do want to say a word for all the nurses, though. The nurses were always there in the forefront. They always worked long shifts, and they actually took a lot of the brunt of it. So my hat off to them. Efforts that have been done are, some of the efforts I can enumerate, and some of them are the creation of an all-COVID nursing home. At the beginning, we had elderly people at nursing homes that were getting sick in all the nursing homes. So then we decided to create an all-COVID nursing home to house only the sick patients from COVID, and this really helped to prevent all the other residents not to get sick. Early suggestion or early recommendation that the mask be used in our city before the CDC recommended it. It was very difficult at the beginning. We had no protocols, no guidelines. So we initially started and recommended and instilled the mask mandate. We were the first city in the whole country to recommend this mask mandate. I think that was very important because we took a leadership step at that time. And we also did protocols, infection protocols to public health orders to assess hospitals, schools, detention centers, and migrant shelters. So these decisions were not easy to make, and some of the decisions may not be popular or not popular, but they were the right ones to do. And we stuck to our guns, and we instilled these decisions based on medicine and science. We also created the bilateral vaccination program, which is still going on, and that was with the idea to reach a community or regional immunity that we coined here also. This had never been done before, so we can't think of our community as only one city. We're two cities just divided by a river, and it happens to be that we're two countries. So if you think in public health point of view, the idea of getting regional immunity doesn't make perfect sense. Also, we created an end-of-life protocol for the hospitals. This sounds very difficult to do, but people were not able, the relatives were not able to go see their loved ones at the hospital because they were sick from COVID and nobody was let into the hospital that was not a patient or had COVID. So when we knew that patients were about to die, we created this protocol for one family member at a time to come in full protection gear, and so they could visit their relatives. Before that, they were seeing them through the windows, through the intensive care unit areas where they could peek, and that was very, very sad to see that. So that was the reason that was created. And another thing that I have suggested, we had an international trade conference at TAMU where I was invited to speak. And one of the things I did here is a lot of plans for infrastructure and trade. And one of the things I was missing is public health, because you get all this infrastructure and all these highways and bridges, we have to pair it with public health. And we learned it from the pandemic. Also, suggestion and implementation to the city council that we need to make an effort to get our medically underserved community up to par. And with assistance to the city council, they went ahead and created or contracted a consulting firm that, as a matter of fact, we just had our first meeting with Chief Bird and Dr. Chamberlain also present, in order to identify the deficits that we have and the reality that we have been medically underserved for many years. So the main ideas of these conferences or this meeting is to initially recruit and retain the people that are going to come here, and also to integrate themselves in the family, because we've seen in the past that medical professionals come and they leave. So we have to identify what reason we need to do to keep them. Regardless of the level of impact that COVID had in different communities, independent of socioeconomic deficits, ethnicity, or poverty areas, we have to think that we are one. We are the humankind. We are the mankind, and mankind has to think that we're on one. We have to look at it as being one, and that one would be the human race. So, with that in mind, I stop here and thank everybody again. I dedicate this to all the people, all the relatives, all the friends that we have lost to this pandemic. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our recipients for those kind words. And as we transition to the student leadership, students, I hope that you are aware of who you are with, because they are the ones that have made a difference for the city of Laredo to make it through this pandemic. So I think as a student, I would be very impressed to see, maybe I'm going to be that one day. So I'm going to transition now, and another round of applause for our honorees who really helped save Laredo. The President's Student Leadership Award is a scholarship program that honors individual college and high school students who have consistently displayed strong character, leadership, and commitment to helping others through community service activities. They too have played a critical role in advancing the welfare of our community. Each local area high school and Laredo College nominate 2 deserving students for distinction. Congratulations to all scholarship recipients. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Horacio Salinas, Dean of Arts and Sciences, who will introduce the recipients of the President's Student Leadership Awards.
Good evening, everyone. And congratulations to all the students that are honored this time. First name, Sahili Anaya, Alexander High School. Please come on. Oliden Ramos, Alexander High School. Estrella Lara, Martin High School. Brianna Lee Rodriguez, Martin High School. Bianca Losa, Lyndon James Johnson High School. Naomi Segura, Lyndon James Johnson High School. In absentia, we have Raul Castillo, United High School. Also in absentia, Elizabeth Rodriguez, United High School. Larissa Madrigal, J.W. Nixon High School. Angela Mesa, J.W. Nixon High School. Ashley Cabrera, Cigarroa High School. In absentia. Stephanie Mendoza, Cigarroa High School. Ricardo Chaires, United South High School. Fernanda Mejia, United South High School. Ivana Sanchez, Laredo College. In absentia. Carla Perez, Laredo College. Kayla Almaguer, Zapata High School. Marlisa V. Molina, Zapata High School. Jaslyn Johnson, Hebronville Early College High School. In absentia. Natalia Reina, also from Hebronville Early College High School. Carla Hurtado, St. Augustine High School. Abraham Villa, St. Augustine High School. That concludes the recipients. One more hand for their accomplishment.
Thank you, Dr. Salinas. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our program for this evening. We'd like to welcome the honorees and the recipients of the student scholarships to please come for a pose for a group picture. Thank you very much for your support of our honorees, and please join us for refreshments and have a good evening. Thank you.